Hey, it's Jack Trash for the Riff, and normally we don't do a video for Saturday, our top 10 list. This has been Mr. Big week. If you want to see our top 10, right down there, mine and Dave's top 10 Mr. Big songs. But what happened was is when I posted this on Monday, within a couple of hours, I got a response from Eric Martin of Mr. Big, joking around saying, is it all right if I give my own top 10? And I said, sure. So we got him on the phone, and this is Eric Martin from Mr. Big giving you his top 10 Mr. Big songs in his own words.
So number 10 would be a song called Mr. Gone. It's on Bump Ahead. Like, this is right off the top of my head, too.
Right.
Fantastic. It's a fantastic song that Billy Sheehan's, there's a bass line in this. It's very, like, kind of Bootsy Collins, Parliament Funkadelic, kind of like a Jimmy Jamison Motown kind of R&B soulful bass line that you've never heard ever do that in like any Mr. Big song. It's just it's lightning. It's awesome. And where do I fit in on an album called Hey Man? Mm-hmm. It was the last record that Paul Gilbert did with us back in, he flew the coop, or actually, like I would like to say, screwed the poots. He made a mistake, but he left. He wanted to do his own solo thing in 1996, but we wrote a song together called Where Do I Fit In that is like kind of Black Crowes style, kind of more like this soulful rock and roll song that almost paved the way for when Richie Kotzen showed up.
Right.
Man, we're going backwards. Number 8 is, I don't have Wikipedia in front of me. I don't know if I can think about this. And this is so funny because this song is like we don't even play anymore, which is so uncool. It's Big Love.
Nice.
It should be first, but it's Big Love. It's like right on the top of my head right now. So on the first album, it's the first song. It was either, and the next song was Rock and Roll Over. Big Love and Rock and Roll Over. First two songs I wrote for Mr. Big. And, awesome. Just kind of middle of the road, kind of ballad rocker kind of thing. But anyway, very soulful. And I can't believe those guys even, because when I first walked into that rehearsal room with Billy, Paul, and Pat, and they were all playing Led Zeppelin songs for hours and hours. And I go, I got this little song. And in my head, it was like, is this too pop for these guys? And they ate it up like it was, like a buffet. Guess what? Rock and Roll Over is number 7.
Okay.
It's on the same album. The first Mr. Big album didn't have any name. It's just a hat and shoes. People still to this day, they go, oh, we'll lean into your first album. The hat and shoes. Anyway, Rock and Roll Over. Number 6. It is a ballad, as they would say, formulaic or something. It's called Just Take My Heart. Mm-hmm. It was one of our singles. It's a song I wrote, one of the many that I wrote with my partner, Andre Pessis, for Mr. Big. It was just a really fantastic song. But that's still kind of formulaic, like very, the 80s big hair ballad. Oh, cool, man. I think it would be a great country song, actually, now,
I think you're right.
But
I think you're totally right.
I mean, I remember doing the video for that in Chicago. We were on tour, and we played in Chicago. And that night, the whole band actually went to see Tesla after the video. And it was snowing cold, and the director went, I got this perfect building. And it was this broken home, old brick, maybe, from the 19th century. It had no roof on it. It was snowing, did I tell you? It was, and then they had no heaters. They had candles because it was an artistic thing, in the video, black and white. And every time I sang or spoke, the steam would come out. And, oh my God, it was so freaking cold. Couldn't even feel anything. But anyway, yeah, Just Take My Heart, which was the single when To Be With You was dropping from number one spot and went like slowly down the charts, which is a good thing, my friends.
Yeah.
It's slow to go up, slow to go down is a good thing. And Just Take My Heart was coming up, so, and I think it reached 16 on the charts. I didn't even care about the charts before it, To Be With You, and Just Take My Heart. I didn't never looked at Billboard magazine, and then when I had it, oh yeah, I was like a corporate whore. We're number 5. 5 golden rings. Hey! Okay, the coffee is kicking in. This is my second cup of joe. Number 5 would be, it's actually one of my favorite songs. It's on an album when Richie Kotzen joined the band. A song on our last album with Richie, an album called Actual Size. And it's a song called Lost in America, which is the first track. And it was, Pat Torpey, I love Pat Torpey, and he's a great drummer and everything, but my wife, Denise, is a drummer as well. And when I wrote that song, she played the demo with me, and it's it's kind of the poor man's Neil Peart. It's got a little bit of off-time stuff on it. Mm-hmm. And I played it for Pat, and Pat goes, I'm not going to change a thing. I'm going to play exactly what your wife played. And I don't know why I'm even bringing that up, but it was an awesome song, but it was also kind of a cool spiritual moment, too. Number 4, the song that it seems to be, we've been doing it since 1992, but Daddy, Brother, Lover, Little Boy. Mm-hmm. We play it, and I in my sleep, I wake up in a cold sweat sometime and go, it's a red hot firecracker. I just blurt it out. I've been doing it for so long that we never alter. We never play, hey, should we play a different song for the first song live? And Billy's like, hey, if it's not broke, And so, Daddy, Brother, and it's got that drill, and those drills always break down. I love Makita, but sometimes you got to put batteries in those folks. I've seen them broke down. I've been hit in the eye with Paul Gilbert. I don't know, some of you folks don't know, but like Paul Gilbert years ago in an interview somebody said, like, how fast can you play? And Paul was like, he wasn't incensed, but he was like, oh, what a stupid question. How fast can you play? Who cares, right? Right. So he took his Makita drill and glued a couple guitar picks onto the bit, and when him and I wrote Daddy, Brother, and he goes, hey, this is how fast I could play. I'm like, doing that thing as a complete joke, novelty. And then Billy goes, well, I have to get in on that train, so he did it too. So we do this little Spinal Tap moment every time, and it's just hilarious. Picks a bit flying. Paul got that thing stuck in his hair, saluting the audience one time, and then it was in Atlanta. He saluted the audience. We're opening the Rush, and he stuck it in his hair, or stuck it near his hair, and pressed the thing, and it got caught in his hair, and he had to go in the back, and the Rush crew had to take some grease and pull it out. It was hilarious, And then the following year, we're playing a club in Atlanta, and Paul's making a joke, and he put a wig on, and then stuck the drill in the wig, right? Pressed it, but the wig got stuck in the actual hair too. Oh. And this band is okay. So number 3. Oh, and it starts to get hairy here. I would say number 3 is going to be To Be With You. Okay. Is that okay? Yeah. You're like, don't let me wipe your tear. To Be With You. I mean, granted, it's my baby from, I wrote when I was, 16, 17 years old. It's like the little engine that could. It's been in my little bag of cassettes from pretty much my whole life until I met MrBig and brought it out, and, the rest is history. I mean, that song put more stamps in umpteenth passports, and it got us traveling all around the world and meeting all great people, and just a lot of great shows, and it's a gift that keeps on giving. I feel like you know, I feel like the guy in Bull Durham that's doing the interview and going, "Hey, God willing, I just want to take one for the team." You know, it definitely has kept me going, kept the band going, no matter what. I mean, just for instance, we're playing a gig at Hellfest a couple of years ago, and it was Hellfest in France, and it's a sea of black shirts and long hair and those horns, when they put them up, they're real, you know? It's a heavy metal concert. And I look at Paul and I look at Billy and I go, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it to be with you because I totally feel like me get shot with a bow and arrow right now. I don't know if it's going to happen. And Billy goes, "You're making a big mistake, man. I mean, people did it. You know, I go, that's a lot of people came to see it." And I'm like, "Yeah, not this crowd. I don't really, I got a feeling. And it's a bad feeling." So I go backstage, and Judas Priest is at the headliner, and they're doing a meet and greet. And this guy that's in line, some gigantic Viking-looking guy, he didn't have horns on, but I imagine that he had like horns in a helmet. And he looks at me with a Norwegian, you know, "How come you didn't play To Be With You?" And I go, "I don't know, I kind of took him down. It didn't look like it. I didn't think it was. I think it was a safe move that I didn't do it." And he goes, "No, it's a mistake. Everybody came to see it. They love your heavy rock and roll stuff, but To Be With You is like, dude, it's your hit. We grew up on this song." Anyway, I turned into a donkey head, like in the cartoons. How many albums have it got? Yeah. You know what? I can't even remember. I can maybe look at Wikipedia. That's wrong for the artist to do that. It's just as bad as when a lead singer has to look into the audience and look at his great fans and watch them mouth the words that he can't remember. That's I'm like, how's this go? And they go, "Wake up, little girl. Show me what he's done to you." "Oh, thanks." Right. No, it's not that bad. Number 2 is Pat Torpey's signature song. I think me and Paul wrote the nucleus of the song, but it's a band effort. But without Pat Torpey's signature drum cadence in the song "Take Cover," it would never have done it. It's kind of like a hypnotizing type of music. A little different than it's not heavy rock and roll. It's not, the driving rock and roll thing. It's just like more of a hypnotic kind of thing, but great lyrics, great melody. Every time he played it, I could see the beam and the look on his face. Okay, the number 1 song, it describes Mr. Big. It's addicted to that rush. It's the closest thing to heavy metal. It's not heavy metal, but live, it's pretty freaking heavy metal. It's a heavy song. If people, like when we play it and that, that's the little tribal whoa, whoa part in the, whoa, why'd you touch me deep inside? That whoa, whoa thing, man, it just, I don't know, it gives me chills every time we play it. And I just played it at a festival called Blood Rock. How about that? In England. And it was an awesome gig. Even the crowd, the crowd in the beginning, you have to work for it. When you play England, you have to work for it. Mm-hmm. It's not a gimme. I mean, they're looking at you, folded arms, either sweating their ass out or freezing their balls off out in the audience. And they're looking at you going, look, we've already heard so many great heavy metal bands. And now, we're looking at you like, okay, we know that you've been around and you've got tenure and you have history and your heritage or whatever it is, but you got to work for this shit. And when we play that song, that's the one where they go, okay, where do I sign?